Not live like this, baby. In hate.
If there is something you can do, your goddess has no dominion here.
Avatar 3, Fire and Ash plunges audiences deeper into the kaleidoscopic, yet increasingly perilous world of Pandora, building directly on the emotionally charged events of Avatar, The Way of Water. James Cameron, known for pushing the boundaries of cinematic technology and storytelling, promises a film that is not only a visual feast, but also a profound exploration of grief, family, and the complex morality of conflict. The narrative pivots around the continued struggles of Jake Sully, Neytiri, and their growing family, now grappling with the devastating loss of their eldest son, Nedium. This profound grief casts a long shadow over their lives, influencing their decisions and pushing the family dynamic to its breaking point. The core conflict of Fire and Ash introduces a formidable new element to Pandora's already fractured ecosystem, the Ash people, or the Mengquan clan. Unlike the harmonious Omatikea and the ocean-dwelling Mekaina, the Ash people are a tribe forged by hardship and shaped by a harsh volcanic environment. Their culture is a stark contrast to the reverence for EYWA and the interconnectedness with nature that defines other Na'vi clans. Living amidst fire and destruction, the Ash people are depicted as fierce warriors, not afraid to wield human weaponry, and embrace a more aggressive, pragmatic approach to survival. Their leader, Varang, portrayed by Una Chaplin, is a hardened figure, driven by the suffering her people have endured and willing to take extreme measures to secure their future. Cameron has emphasized that this film will move beyond the simplistic humans bad, Na'vi good dichotomy, presenting a more nuanced portrayal of different Na'vi ideologies and the gray areas within conflict. The Ash people, while Na'vi, represent a philosophical challenge to Jake and Neytiri's established beliefs about their people. The arrival of the Ash people is not an isolated event. Colonel Miles Quaritch, now in his avatar form, continues to be a persistent and increasingly dangerous antagonist. Having survived his previous encounters with Jake, Quaritch's vendetta against the Sully family and his relentless pursuit of Pandora's resources reach new heights. Crucially, in Fire and Ash, Quaritch forms an unlikely and terrifying alliance with the Ash people. This collaboration between human military might and a powerful, aggressive Na'vi tribe poses an unprecedented threat to the delicate balance of Pandora and the safety of all who resist the RDA. The trailer glimpses show Pandora's lush forests burning, hinting at the destructive capabilities of Varang's fire-wielding clan and their combined force with Quaritch. The film is expected to explore previously unseen biomes of Pandora, venturing into volcanic landscapes and areas ravaged by natural disaster. These new environments will not only provide stunning visual spectacle, but also serve as a reflection of the Ash people's harsh reality and the escalating global conflict. The contrast between the vibrant, life-affirming regions and the desolate, fiery lands will visually underscore the thematic tension of the film. Within the Sully family, the impact of Netium's death is profound. Neytiri, in particular, is expected to be incandescent with grief and rage, pushing her character to new emotional depths. The surviving children, Lok, Kiri, and Tuk, along with Spider, the human boy who considers himself part of the family, will also face their own challenges. Loak, still grappling with the shadow of his older brother, will likely be forced to step up and confront his own identity and role. Kiri's unique connection to EYWA and her mysterious origins will undoubtedly play a more significant part as the spiritual core of Pandora faces a direct threat from the Ash people's less reverent, more militaristic approach. Spider's loyalty will be tested, caught between his adopted Na'vi family and the lingering presence of his human heritage, particularly with Quaritch, his biological father, playing such a central role. The film promises a deeper dive into his internal conflict and his chosen path. The broader conflict on Pandora escalates into what is hinted to be a full-scale Na'vi war. The peaceful existence sought by Jake and the Metkayina is shattered as they are forced to confront not only the persistent human threat, but also a new internal division within the Na'vi themselves. The themes of unity and division, tradition versus adaptation, and the cost of survival will be at the forefront. The alliances formed in the Way of Water, particularly between the forest and water clans, will be crucial as they face an enemy that understands Pandora's landscape in a different, more destructive way. Cameron has indicated that Fire and Ash will explore a new moral focus, challenging the audience's perceptions of good and evil. Varang's character is designed to embody this moral ambiguity, showcasing that even those seemingly on the wrong side may have understandable motivations stemming from their own suffering and struggle for survival. This shift in narrative complexity will force both the characters and the audience to confront uncomfortable truths about conflict and the multifaceted nature of morality. The film's visual effects are expected to once again set new industry standards. With volcanic environments, fire-based powers, and intense battle sequences, the scale and ambition of Fire and Ash are immense. The integration of cutting-edge technology to bring these never-before-seen aspects of Pandora to life will be a hallmark of the Avatar experience. The emotional stakes are higher than ever, promising a story that is not just visually stunning, but deeply moving and impactful, culminating in a powerful narrative arc that paves the way for future installments in the Avatar saga. The fate of Pandora, and indeed the Sully family, hangs precariously in the balance as Fire and Ash threaten to consume all that they hold dear. The film is designed to be a visceral and emotionally resonant cinematic journey, pushing the boundaries of what is possible in storytelling and visual effects. The story of Avatar 3, Fire and Ash opens in the aftermath of the devastating battle against the RDA, a battle that left the Sully family victorious but deeply scarred by the loss of Netium. The initial scenes are steeped in grief, a palpable sorrow that hangs heavy over the Amaticaya and Metkayina clans. Jake and Neytiri, once the unbreakable pillars of their family, are now adrift in their shared sorrow. Neytiri especially struggles to reconcile with the death of her son, her fierce warrior spirit now tinged with a raw, almost consuming anguish that threatens to isolate her from her family. Jake, ever the pragmatic leader, attempts to hold the family together, but even his resolve's tested by the profound personal cost of their fight for Pandora. Their surviving children, Loak, Kiri, and Took, each process Netium's death in their own ways. Loak, having lived in Netium's shadow, feels the weight of newfound responsibility and the silent accusation of his brother's absence. Kiri, with her mysterious connection to EYWA, retreats further into herself, her bond with the life force of Pandora becoming a refuge, yet also a source of heightened sensitivity to the planet's suffering. Took, the youngest, feels the direct impact of the family's fractured state, seeking comfort and stability that are increasingly hard to find. Spider, still a human, finds himself more deeply entwined with the Na'vi, but his presence is a constant reminder of the human threat and his own complicated lineage with courage. His loyalty, though unwavering to the Sully family, is subtly challenged by internal conflicts he can no longer ignore. The fragile peace established after the battle is shattered by a new and terrifying presence on Pandora, the Ash people, or Mengquan clan. These Na'vi are unlike any the Sully family has encountered. They hail from a desolate, volcanic region of Pandora, a land scarred by natural disaster and shaped by fire. Their culture reflects this harsh reality. They are warriors, hardened and unyielding, with a pragmatic and often brutal approach to survival. Their appearance is distinct, their skin often soot-stained, adorned with skull-like war paint, and their homes built amidst fiery landscapes. Their leader, Varang, is introduced as a formidable figure, a Navi shaped by immense hardship, who believes that power and decisive action are the only ways to secure her people's future. She views the traditional Navi reverence for EYWA as a weakness, a luxury that her people, forged in the crucible of disaster, cannot afford. The first encounters with the Ash people are tense and violent. They are not interested in diplomacy or alliance, their primary motivation seeming to be expansion and the acquisition of resources, and they demonstrate a surprising familiarity with human weaponry. This introduces a chilling new dimension to the conflict, a Navi faction that has seemingly abandoned the core tenets of their species, connection to nature, and embraced aspects of human destructive technology. Jake and Neytiri are initially bewildered by this internal threat, struggling to comprehend how Navi can be so different, so seemingly devoid of the very spirit that defines their people. The film concludes with the stark reality that Pandora is not a simple paradise, but a world of diverse cultures, harsh realities, and evolving conflicts, where true peace requires not just fighting external threats, but understanding and navigating internal divisions. The fire and ash signify not just destruction, but also the potential for rebirth and the painful lessons learned in the crucible of conflict.